good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Neka. So today it's time for another Tea Talk, aka Neka's News. So before I get started, I want you to go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Neka Bowers and subscribe to Neka's Tea Talks, okay? So before I start my whole topic, I want to go ahead and thank everyone who has commented on my videos, who has liked and subscribed and shared my content. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for the positive advice and words of encouragement, and I greatly appreciate it. Please continue to help my channel grow by subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking. Thank you very much. So, let's get to it. So, guys, I told you that I was trying to start a podcast, right? So I want you guys to know that I have not forgot about my podcast. I just want to get things in order and right and the way I want it to be before I come online with a podcast. I'm actually, part of my topic today, I should go ahead and tell you what I'm going to do. But before I tell you that, I'm going to just jump straight into the topic, okay? So today we are going to be talking about realistic goals. What do I want to accomplish in life? And am I satisfied where I currently am? Yes or no? So look, I have a whole checklist right here of everything that I want to tell you guys. And I had so much information, I had to write it down. So I don't know how long this is going to be, but make sure you watch to the end because I think somebody's going to be able to benefit from this, okay? But anyway, before I answer any of those questions for you, I'm going to go ahead and briefly tell you a little bit about my life. I've already told you some stuff about my life in the accountability video. But I'm going to tell you a little bit of stuff from back in my childhood to kind of contribute to where I am today and why I do or do not believe I am successful. Okay? So first of all, I am 34 years old. And I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my education background real quick. So back in 2016, I started out as a CNA 1 and then a CNA 2. Then I went back and got my certified peer support specialist. And then I went and got my medical billing and coding degree. And I recently just finished with my medical audit degree in May of 25. Now, when you're able to just spew that out like that, it sounds good, but it's not where I want to be, okay? So I've actually been in the nursing program twice. I was accepted 3 times, and the third time I just was like, okay, this is not for me. Nor did I have the dedication, determination, or motivation to do it. I wasn't into it the way I should have been into it. So I did not finish school. So now, going back a little bit farther, I told you guys about the relationship I was in the accountability video. So going back to that, when I was in nursing school, this is where I met that gentleman at. You know, when I was with my ex-fiance and I did not make it through nursing school, you know something he told me? He told me, a failure is a failure. And that's what you are, is a failure. So now, that was something I never told you about. But when you are in a relationship with somebody and you have somebody telling you negative things like that, what makes you want to be with a person like that? You know, when they can't even encourage you, when they have negative things to say, do you think I'm going to be attracted to you in any type of way? So there was a lot of things to make me not really physically want this person. And there was a lot of things back then to make me not finish nursing school. And it's just, I wasn't in the right mindset, the right headspace for it. And then also, you know, now growing up, let me go ahead and make sure I ain't miss anything because I don't want to skip too much because I be getting so excited, I might skip a lot of details. But a little bit about my ex-fiance first. Now, when we was together, he wasn't much of a religious person. You know, he wasn't atheist, but he always questioned God or questioned the Bible or questioned this and this and this and this. Now, I question things too. Now, I don't mind talking to God as if he's a human, and I be straight up with it. Like, look, God, You knew who I was when you put me here. You knew I was going to talk this junk when you put me here. So when I ask you something, don't think I'm coming off wrong, because look, you knew it was me, baby. You are all knowing and powerful, right? You know things that nobody else knows. So this is who you created. I just talked to him like he one of you. And I'm going to be real with it. I don't sugarcoat it, and I don't, tiptoe across the line. I'm going to be, look, this is how it is. So I said all of that just to say, I question things too, but when it comes to question the universe, or how did we get here, and who made God, I mean, look, that is above my pay grade. I ain't gonna rake my brain all day thinking about that. I mean, I ain't gonna get no answers. There ain't no research that I could do that's gonna help answer that question. Nobody knows the answer. And I know a lot of people say, well, do you believe in reincarnation? Or you do or you don't. Now, I do believe in reincarnation, because I do believe that we're living in a loop. I do believe that when this world ends, it ain't gonna just be gone forever. I think it's just gonna probably be rebuilt, and we're gonna be up here again. And we're going to start this life again. Now, I might not physically be on this earth, but somebody is going to be here. And this world is just going to keep being in a loop. And we're going to just be doing this over and over and over and over and over. And I think it's just going to be like that. That's my belief. I still believe in the Bible, and I'm a Christian, but I still think when we die, we're going to come back as something. Maybe I'll come back rich in the next life. Okay? Anyway, so going back to the whole ex thing. We just wasn't compatible. So all of that kind of took place. And, back in that time, before I met him, I was pretty much house hopping. I was living with family. I was living with friends. I was living with whoever I can live with, boyfriends. I mean, I met people. We broke up. I moved back home. We broke up. And then I decided, look, it's time for me to get my own space. I finally got my own space. I got a car. I got a job. I had my own apartment. Had my own money. I finally was doing things for me, taking care of myself, being independent. And then, of course, April of 2018, I woke up one morning and couldn't walk. And I'm like, why is my kneecaps hurting so bad? I mean, they were purely aching. I could not stand for longer than 5 minutes. So come to find out, I have a chronic knee condition called chondromyalgia, or it could be called jumper's knee. They have a whole lot of different names. And it actually could be called patellar tendonitis. I mean, you can Google any of them names, and they all pretty much mean the same thing. So pretty much, I have to wear knee straps on my knees for the rest of my life. Never going to go away. Never, ever, ever. So that is one thing that kind of prevented me from being where I want to be right now. It prevented me from being able to work full-time jobs, because I can physically not stand. I cannot stand for long periods of time. And even at a full-time job, working where I currently work now, I work with ECU Health, and I'm like a patient access rep, like a front desk receptionist. Now, at my particular location, I'm not just sitting there all day talking to people. I get up and I move, and I'm constantly walking. I'm constantly doing things. And even with being part-time, I notice some days my knees be aching. I mean, aching to the point that I just be like, Lord, I can't bear it, So it's just a lot to take into account, to think about, why I'm not where I want to be. What was in my life to contribute to why I'm not successful. And even in my childhood, growing up, the day I got accepted into nursing school, the first time, I believe the date was June the 13th. I can't remember the year. But I was living with my grandma, and well, I think at that time I wasn't living with her, but she was close to me because I was living with her at one point. So I called her to get ready to tell her, I actually drove to her house, but I was trying to call her and get up with her to let her know I got into nursing school. And that same day, I found out she had just passed away in her bed that same day. So by the time I got to her house, I walked in and everybody's in the house. I'm like, what in the world? And the coroner's there and was like, yeah, she's passed on. So I'm kind of like, dang, man. The day I get accepted into nursing school, I couldn't even tell my grandma because she was already gone. So that was one tragic thing. And even I have a cousin who I was really, really, really close to. And she actually ended up passing away on my 13th birthday. And also outside of that, I was raised by my father, not my mother. Now, my mother was alive and well. We was able to talk to her, see her, but she wasn't, financially stable to take care of us. So I lived with my father and my stepmother and her 1,000 kids. And we lived in a freaking single wide trailer with like 7 people. So that was complete torture growing up, okay? And especially when you're treated differently than her own kids. She did not treat me right. I had low self-esteem. She always called me out of my name. And I mean, all of that stuff kind of contribute to me growing up. Because at one point in time, I wanted to kill myself. Nobody ever knew that. I never told nobody that. Most of the time when you want to die, you don't tell nobody. You don't give them no hints or no warnings. You just do it, right? So I actually took some pills. Now, it wasn't enough pills, as you can see, because I'm still here. But I was scared out of my mind. And I don't think I was serious enough to really, really, really want to do it. But I was serious enough to try it. So I did take some pills. And I ended up rolling over and was like, dang, I'm still alive. But I was too scared to try it again. So, of course, I did not try it again. I did not even attempt to do it again. But that's everything that took place in my life. I didn't have a mother figure. My father, to be honest with you, he raised us. But back then, he wasn't much into, let me make sure my kids are okay. He was more into, let me chase after this woman over here. Let me be with that woman or this woman, or, I care more about this person. Because even when I was younger, we went to the skate ring and I freaking fractured my ankle. You know what he did? Instead of taking me to the hospital, he went over to his woman's house. Did he even help me inside the lady house? Now, she lived in an apartment complex where you had like 20 flights of stairs to go up. Well, I say flights, but 20 steps to go up. And I physically had to hop to the stairs and climb up the stairs to get into her house. That's a parent who didn't give a F. Okay? Somebody who really didn't care two cents about my ankle or me or my well-being. So, of course, the next morning, after we finally went back to our house, the next morning I woke up, my freaking ankle was like a freaking hot air balloon. I mean, huge. Finally, we went to the hospital for them to say, oh, yeah, she's fractured her ankle. I told you I heard it snap 3 times, but yet again, you did nothing to help me. So, I'm telling you all of this stuff to answer these questions. And then also, you'll probably figure it all out at the end. But anyway, I'm going to repeat these questions again real quick. So, it was realistic goals. What do I want to accomplish in life? And up to this point, am I satisfied with life? Yes or no? So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. I told you that story because I want to be a better parent to my kids. Okay? That's one thing that I want to check off. That's a goal of mine. I want to be a better parent. I want to see and I want to understand and I want to be there for them. I want them to be able to talk to me. I don't want them to feel like they are afraid to speak up. If they're getting bullied, I want to know about it because I was bullied all my years of school. Now, what helped me is when I got to high school. Thank God my dad was a school teacher at my high school. Therefore, I made it through high school with a breeze. I didn't have nobody coming after me, attacking me, bullying me because he was a teacher. So that helped me. But to be honest with you, elementary school, middle school, I was bullied. I was bullied. And that's what made me the person I am, is because there was only one person I was so afraid of, because she was like a big freaking gorilla. She was huge. I don't care how big I was. She was bigger than me. I was scared of her. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. And I will tell you her name, but I ain't. But, and couldn't find out, I was so scared for nothing because she couldn't even fight. I just figured that she could fight due to the fact that she was big. But she ended up getting in a fight with somebody and they whooped her tail, whooped her down. And I was like, man, I was scared for nothing because I was a fighter. I was a fighter. And I never lost a fight. Okay? Never. Never. And I even fought my ex-boyfriend. Somebody totally different. He was an abuser. He was a woman beater. Even back then, how can you be a woman beater in middle school? Like, you already on that path. Middle school. You already pushing folks into lockers. Choking them out. I done been into some stuff, man. I done been choked out by boyfriends. I done had guns pointed to me. I done had a knife at my throat. I done been choked out by my own daddy. Yes. Yes. Believe it or not. I wouldn't lie to you. Anyway, I done been through some ups and some downs. But I refuse to be the same type of parent. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Anyway, I know I have been talking enough, and like I say, I might have to cut this off and make it a part 2, but you ain't even got to the good stuff. I ain't even answered the questions yet. So let me go ahead and get to the questions real quick. All right. So I done told you enough about my life. Now, I got plenty more to tell you, but I ain't trying to bore you to death, okay? Anyway, so let me move on down the list here, make sure I got everything. And I think I pretty much did, because I actually went out of order, but I think I did. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I think I did. I think I went down everything on my list here. So now, and I always tell people, one thing I can tell people is, you know, you could ask somebody, be like, how you doing today, ma'am? And they be like, oh, I could be doing so much better, but girl, I don't want to hear all that. Now, one thing I say is, I can cry you a river real quick, but I ain't. Now, I could give you a sob story real quick, but I ain't. I told you all my life story just so that people who feel like they out here in the world, they can't make it. There's people who probably been through way worse things than me, and they still pushing forward. Okay? There's people out here who probably got a freaking bachelor's degree, master's degree right now, living their best life. You know? And they ain't complaining. Anyway, so my realistic goals here. Number 1 on my list. Now, these are not in order. I just kind of wrote them down. Number 1 I have is buy a house. Now, I could cross that off the list because currently I did buy a house with my ex-fiance, but after a month we sold it because we broke up and we didn't want to have no ties, so we got rid of it. We didn't make no profit. We just got rid of it, so it wouldn't hurt us. Now, I'm currently in another house, and this house is not physically with my name on it. It's physically with my boyfriend's name. So I really don't want to claim this one because this was his hard work. He put us in here so we wouldn't be on the street, you know? Now I have the house in my name is like I'm on the deed to the property, but it's not physically my property. You know what I mean? But like I said, I can cross it off the list because I did purchase a house and buy a car. I can cross that off the list too because I've actually purchased 5 or 6 cars of my own. Now, the car I currently have now, I bought it. It was in my name and it was paid off. Now, I've currently been having issues with it lately. So, I don't know if I'm going to have to get rid of it and buy another car, but I can cross that off the list because I have a car. I bought a car, paid it off. It's my car. And when it comes to having kids, these were goals on my list because I prayed to God that I could have kids. I never knew that I could have kids. I got all the way up to 31. Still never had a child. So finally, God helped me get that gastric bypass surgery so that I could have kids. As soon as I got it, 6 months later, I was pregnant with my first child. After I had him, 6 months later, I was pregnant again with my second child. So God blessed me to have 2 beautiful kids. Smart, intelligent kids. Cross that off the list. So now, here comes some work. Get a good job. I'm still looking for that. I'm still searching for that. So I currently do have a job at ECU Health. I absolutely love my job. It is part-time, but it's not where I want to be long-term. I do not have any health insurance, any benefits. I do not have anything that's going to help benefit my life other than a paycheck. That's about it. I don't see myself being in a part-time position for too much longer if I can't make ends meet, you know? So this is something I'm still working on, is getting a good job. Now, I have been applying for full-time positions. I've had absolutely no luck. None whatsoever. And I just told you guys all my qualifications. And as you can see, I feel like I'm a good speaker. I'm a good talker. I don't have a problem with talking to anybody. I don't have a problem with being behind the camera. I can do it. But like I said, I just haven't had no luck. Maybe God has a better plan for me. I don't know what that is. And that's when I question him sometimes, like, Lord, what is your purpose? What's your plan? Because I need to know something. Because life be lifing. Okay. And then also I have up here, get married. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people be like, oh, it's against the word of God to be shacking up. It probably is, but I'm comfortable in my life. Now, I do want to be married, but I'm very comfortable in my life right now. I have 2 kids. I have a boyfriend. We live in our best life. I'm comfortable, and that's pretty much it. If we don't get married right now, next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I'm a BA. I'm still comfortable, okay? Because if we was ever decide to break up or walk away, we could just walk away. We ain't got to go to the courthouse and file for divorce and do all of this. We could just walk away. You figure out who's going to have the kids or what we're going to do. We could co-parent. Whatever we got to do, we could just walk away. Now, I'm not putting that over my life. I'm just telling you that's how easy it can be by not getting married. Because we can just walk away. Anyway, so the next thing I did tell you, we are living comfortably. We are. But I want to live better. I don't want to be not stable. I want to be financially stable. And currently, in my current situation, I mean, I'm comfortable. You know, we're not struggling. We're not to the point where we can't afford bills. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't never been to government, services or, had any assistance, because your girl be going down there. I sure do. I be going down there because they be helping out. If I need help with my light bill this month, I'm going to call them. Look, my bank is at 300. My bill is 4. Can you help out? And due to the fact that I have 2 kids, they normally do. Long as we have funding, they will help out. My son is also autistic, so he did get approved for disability. So that kind of helps us out financially because he gets a check on top of my part-time work. And therefore, once I start working full-time, everything you do have, they will cut off because they feel like, oh, you're making money. Like, you could literally be struggling, living out of a freaking boat, and they take everything you got. And I'm not trying to depend on the government due to the fact, hey, we on a government shutdown, right? So, they pretty much already taking all your assistance anyway. They trying to cut everything they could cut off. So I'm trying to get to a place where I don't need you to help me. I can do it on my own 2 feet, okay? I can physically go to work and pay the bills on my own without needing food stamps, without needing WIC, without needing Medicaid, without needing daycare vouchers, without needing social services at all, without needing disability, without needing anything. And I just listed you everything that's out here in the world that you can get. Okay, without needing to go to a food bank, without needing to stand in a line at the Salvation Army. I don't want to have to do that, you know? I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to come home, go to work, get off, know I got money in my bank account. The kids can have what they want, and that's the end of that. And then I also said, too, another realistic goal is I want to be a better mother. I want my kids to not have to share things, meaning I want them to have their own room. They currently do have their own room. They have their own clothes, their own shoes. Now, they do not have to share food, but, you know, my little daughter, Nyla, she's so greedy. She wants her brother's food. She ain't sharing it. She just want to eat his, too. You know, now, when it comes to sharing certain things, like when he has clothes that get too small for him, I'll let her wear them like pajama clothes or undershirts, you know, stuff like that still, you know, look decent. Or if it's a shirt that he just spilled food all over and it's just like I said, an undershirt, I'll let her wear it when she's about to eat some spaghetti sauce or something. You know, stuff like that. But they physically, I try to make sure when they go to daycare, they look clean. They look nice. They look neat. They're healthy. You know, her hair's done. His head is cut. You know, we do have an issue right now with trying to teach him how to be potty trained. So we're working on that. And you know, other than that, we're trying to get him all the assistance he needs with his speech and even with my daughter's speech and helping him be potty trained and just different things. I want him to be successful. I want both of my kids to be successful. Now, my little girl, Nala, is absolutely freaking adorable. She is so beautiful. And I hope I can find a picture to show you how beautiful she is. And I might even post up here real quick a Halloween picture of them when they was dressed up because they both was too freaking cute. Go ahead. Take a look. Now, you can't tell me they weren't cute now. My kids is too cute. I ain't even gonna lie. Nala cuter than me. She's so cute. She's so cute. But anyway, so next thing. This is a big goal for me. Now, I want to be a booming YouTuber, okay? Now, I don't know about being the whole influencer thing, but I don't mind being an influencer. I want people to see the good, the positive, because I'm a positive person. I am a beautiful person. I'm not all about that drama. People love drama. People post a lot of drama up here, and they think it is normal. It's normal to have all that drama. No, it is not. No, it is not. You can live your best life. You could get on YouTube, make your videos, make your content, and be a positive person. And I'm always talking about God. I might not quote Bible scriptures and all that kind of stuff, but I trust, believe in him, and I know he's going to make a way, okay? And like I told you, I'm trying to get paid no matter which way it comes. I'm trying to get paid, but I'm trying to do it the legitimate way, okay? And I'm just trying to get my content out here for you guys to see, for everybody to see, for them to see me, vibe with me, baby, okay? And like I say, vibe with my kids, because when they get older, I'm pretty sure Nala gonna be right here with me. My little girl gonna be right here with me, and she's so brilliant. She's so brilliant. Even Josiah, he might not be a camera person, but hopefully we can get him, you know, work him into it or something. And also, when I do finally get married, I do want to be a good wife, a good partner. You know, I want to be good. I want to be the best I could be. And that's pretty much it. But guys, I want you to answer some of these questions down below. Go ahead and comment down below, because I want to know what you think about your life. Are you satisfied Are you currently where you want to be? And so let me go back and answer that question real quick. So, what do I want to accomplish in life? And I kind of just told you my whole list of goals. That's what I want to accomplish in life. And even when you think about fantasies, what fantasy do you have? Now, I have fantasies right now that I want to be able to finally get a house built from the ground up. That's a fantasy of mine. I want to have a fantasy that I could just go out here and buy a nice car, brand new car. That's a fantasy of mine. I want to be great. I want to live great. I want to be like Riss and Quan. Like, they my favorite YouTubers. I have not watched them in a while. And the reason why is because I be getting depressed. Sometimes, you see them living their best life and you be like, dang. I'm sitting up here living like this. I want to be like you. I want to be like you. But you don't know the real life. You don't know their real life. You only see what they want you to see. And that goes for anybody. Now, I don't want to, I'm not jealous. I don't want to be hating on somebody, but I want to be able to be where they're at one day. Even with Trish and Cam, I want to be able to be where they're at one day. They just got a house built recently. They living their best life. I want to be able to get a house built, live my best life. I want to work on my credits. I didn't even say that, but that's one of my goals. I want to work on my credits. Get my credit where it needs to be so I can get all of these things. But first, you got to have money coming in. You got to have a job. So this is the world we live in. This is my life. Am I satisfied with my life right now? No, I'm not. Am I truly happy? No, I'm not. And a lot of people probably are sugarcoating and say, oh, yes, my life is the best. No, it's not. Now, I'm happy in my relationship. Yes, I'm happy that God blessed me with these kids. Yes, I'm happy I have a roof over my head. Yes. But do I want to be farther along in life? Yes. I want to be farther along. I want to have more. I wish I could have had more degrees. And I wish I could have finished nursing school. But due to my knees, that kind of would have been impossible too, because I wouldn't have been able to do the job correctly. And I wouldn't really been a beneficial nurse to anybody. So, what do you guys want to accomplish in your life? Are you where you want to be? What kind of changes do you wish you would have made? Do you hold yourself accountable for your decisions that you have made? And I already told you that I hold myself accountable for a lot of things, but a lot of things too, you don't have no control over. When you're growing up, when you're raised by whoever you're raised by, sometimes you don't have no control over how they treat you, how they raised you, what they did to you, what they said to you. And I've had a lot of people who talk down to me. And now when I think about it, sometimes it do put a lot of hatred in my heart. It put a lot of anger in my heart, because I'm just like, if only I could have just pimp slapped your ass, I would have. And that's just being the real me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it out here. But I want to thank you all again for watching. And I hope you made it to the end of this video. Now, remember, I'm going to post this video on both of my social media platforms. I'm going to post this on Neka Bowers and Neka's Tea Talks. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to both channels so you don't miss out. Now, I did post in my accountability video that if you commented, I was going to cash app you some money. Now, I did cash app someone some money because they did comment on the original video. I've recently just posted that video again on Neka Bowers' YouTube channel. But I did not cash app anyone any money due to the fact that the video was just reposted. But I thank you for the guy who commented. I really appreciate that. He was the first comment, and he actually was, commenting back. So I appreciate it. We had a good little conversation. Go on over and read the conversation. And like I said, guys, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And make sure you like this video. Make sure you share my content. But guys, take it easy. And it's been real.